Good morning, everyone. How's everyone this morning? It is Monday, April 28th. I'm just bringing it up on my iPad here, make sure everything looks good. And it sounds like my audio is working today, so that's always nice. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Okay, so this is Debbie Scott here, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Brigden, Ontario. So we have a new bundle this week. I worked with my last bundle for a couple weeks, so I was ready to change it up. And I'm working with a new set. This is Impressions Abloom. And this set will be available May 6th. I can't remember right off the top of my head if this is in the new catalog or if it's an online exclusive. I think maybe it's online, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But either way, just order it on the website. So it doesn't make a ton of difference. Just I don't have any examples to show you yet. We're going to make lots this week though. So today I'm starting with a 12 by 12 layout, which I think I'm really going to like the end result. I did some stitching on this one and it's going to be a lot of fun. So these are the colors that I'm working with, plus some others, but these are the ones that I'm stamping with: Crumb Cake, Berry Burst, and Fresh Freesia. So I'm going to be stamping those flowers in those. And I wasn't going to do that part live, but then when I stamped them, like, they turned out so pretty. So I just want to show you how easy it is to stamp them. So you get a photopolymer stamp set and a die set in this bundle. There's also paper, excuse me, there's paper, 12 by 12 paper that coordinates with this, but I didn't grab that. I just grabbed the bundle. Thought I'd start there. I have lots of paper in my stash, so I like to try to use up some of my older stuff. Okay, so actually my step one is going to be with my photo, and I'll show you why. So I'm using a 12 by 12. This is our Crumb Cake. This isn't two-tone. I was just checking to see if it was two-tone. This one is not. So what I'm bringing in, I'll just show you my background, I guess, and then I'll grab my photo and start. So I'm using, this is a retired sheet, and this is from the old sports paper, Hey Sports Fan. And really the only reason I bought this paper was for this and for the blue wood grain. I've used one sheet of it, but I ended up using a bit of it for a layout that I did. I did use some of that. And I do also have some photos from Travis's grade 8 graduation. So that's a long time ago that they went to a baseball game. So I need to pull those pictures out and use up some of that paper. So anyway, I have cut this paper. Let me grab my ruler here. I've cut it down to 11 1/4 by 7 1/2. And then I just stitched my yellow rays. So if you didn't have this paper, then you could easily just cut some yellow strips and just start wide at the top and go right down to a point. So I've cut this paper so that it's pretty much right where the point was. And that's where my photo is going to go. So that's why I didn't bother stitching all the way down. So yeah, you could easily recreate a sunburst pattern just using some yellow paper, and like I said, just cut it into strips, wide at one end, narrow at the other, and put that on top of some, this is vanilla. So then I have grabbed a piece of Crumb Cake paper, and that piece is from this one here. What's that one called? Floral Delight. I really like that sheet. I like all of them in here. It's so pretty, that paper. And I forgot to check, but I'm pretty sure that one is still available. That is one thing I forgot to check before I came on. So that one I just did some stitching down the sides and around the bottom. And that piece is, oh, it's like kind of a weird measurement, I think. What did I cut that? 3 7/8 by 11 1/4. So that's going to lay like that. And then my photo is Miss Addison on her birthday with her birthday balloons. And that's going to go right there. And then we're going to embellish with the flowers. So the first thing I want to do is, rather than layer this onto another piece of cardstock for a mat, I decided to do something a little bit different. Actually, I'm going to move this so I don't get white ink on it. And I've taken some white ink. This is our white pigment ink, just the craft refill. And I've just squeezed some out on there. I've grabbed an old sponge. We used to sell these, but I don't think we do anymore, but I'm sure you can find them around. I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper here for a minute, because sometimes this gets a little messy. I'm just going to dab that in the paint and just sponge it on the edge. You won't see it too much there where my photo is white, but down here on this side, you'll see it quite a bit. Almost gives it a bit of a vintage look. Let me just grab a little bit more. And I didn't add any water to this. Sometimes you'll want to water down your white, and then like for the splattering, it's easier to splatter when you do that. But I wanted it nice and bright white. So I didn't water it down or anything. I just used it just as is. There we go. Okay. So I did this first because it is going to take a little bit to dry because it is craft ink. I could use my heat gun and help it dry a little quicker, but I don't want it to like warp my photo. So I'm just going to set that aside and let that dry. We're done with this. I'm going to set that aside. So I just have a little bit of white, not too bad. So the first thing I'm going to do, second I guess, is my kitty came to visit me today, is put my photo or my papers, my background, onto my cardstock. And I haven't decided if I should pop it up. Sometimes I like to pop it up when I stitch on the back because it's not going to lay perfectly flat anyway. That's going to be a lot of dimensionals. I could grab my strips. I think I might do that. I'm going to grab some foam adhesive strips. These are really great for making shaker cards too. This is a new package. I must have used up all my old package. There we go. Struggling getting it out. It's kind of stuck together. There we go. How do I want to do this? So I don't really want this where I have my stitching. Oh, I thought I'd be able to just tear that. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me grab my scissors. There we go. There. So how was your weekend? Have a good weekend? We had a nice weekend. We ended up getting together with some of Alan's family for Easter because we didn't do that the weekend before. So that was nice. And then yesterday, well, I worked down here a little bit in my craft room. And then we went out for supper. Alrighty, we're getting there. I'm trying to watch for comments as I go here. If I miss you, I'll go back and read the comments after. What am I going to do down here? That's kind of a mess, isn't it? All my stitching. I'll just put it up a little ways. That one I can just go right across, I guess. And I'll just grab a little bit to go right there. Might as well grab another strip. I'll just do a couple strips here. I don't know if that's enough. Okay. So now I gotta peel all this off. Almost there. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I've got that crooked. Just gonna pull this down a little ways so I can see what I'm doing. Whoops, I grabbed two. This one will go quicker. Okay. I'm just going to butt that right up to the other paper. Most of my seam is going to be covered by photo and flowers. Okay, so I'm done with those straps. Now I would like to do my picture next, but I wonder if it's dry. Oh, it's not bad actually. I have to find a clean finger. Yeah, it is still a little bit wet, but I think it's okay. So as you see, my stitching doesn't come all the way in, but there's going to be flowers there anyway. That's going to go about there. And I'm going to put my picture on flat because I'm layering some things on top of it. And I'm putting a fair amount of adhesive on there just because it's got to go over top of that stitching. So I want it up a little bit because I have some words to go underneath. I think it goes right about there. And I do want that centered, so I'm going to grab my ruler. Yeah, right about there. Let's see if I've got it straight. Pretty good. There we go. And I've punched out some clouds. This is our cloud punch. I believe it is retired though. But I did look up, and the Bright Skies dies, they have some great cloud images, some great cloud die cuts. Has clouds, flowers, raindrops, there's a bunch of different stuff, and it's on sale right now for $18.80. So I think it would be a really great one if you need some clouds in your stash. So I've done a couple here. I'm going to add. I think before I put those down though, I'm going to put my title because it's going at the top. So my title is You Are My Sunshine. That's going to go about there. Go offset that rather than like just stack everything right on top of each other. There's my tweezers. Here we go. I think that looks cute. So Sunshine came from, I just got this set, Kindest Expressions, Sending Sunshine and Rainbows. So I just fussy cut that out so I could just get the one word. And that one is on, you know what? I'm not sure if it's on sale, but it is on the retiring list. But, oh yes, it is on sale. $16.50. So that's a good deal. And it is still available. I just checked before I went live. And my is the mini alphabet. And I grabbed the UR from the Terrific Toadstools. Just UR right here. You're magical. And I just cut out the UR. And I have embossed these two in black. So I think I'm going to use dimensionals for this one. I think I can use full size. Maybe not. Maybe I will need some minis. And I am using a bit more than I would because of that stitching. That's going to go right in the center there. Did I put? No. I will need white glue for these. And grab my silicone mat. Get that glue going. There we go. I think that's all I'll need it for today. I'm going to put my Y on before I really push it down there and see if that's where I want it. I think so. And you are, I'll just grab some glue dots for that. There we go. And then I'm going to add my clouds next. And I'm going to use dimensionals for that as well because of that stitching. So if you didn't want to pop these things up, but you wanted to stitch them, you could just adhere them onto your background first and then stitch through your background paper and your cloud in this case. So then it would be flat on your background. I don't mind the extra dimension. Oh, I already got that one. On my layout, but if that's not something that you wanted, then you could put it on first and then stitch it. Whoop, that one didn't want to stick because of the backing on my sticky strip or tear and tape. I think that's going to go right about there. That looks good, hey? And one more. Almost threw those in the garbage. What was I thinking? I was going to throw these in the garbage. Okay, so next I've cut out a bunch of the flowers using the dies, and then I'm also going to stamp some. First, I'm just going to adhere these centers just so they quit moving around on me. And then maybe I'll do my stamping next. So just slide that over for a minute. So these are two-step stamps, which it does say here. So it's meant for you to do this in a lighter color and then the detail to be in a darker color. So I just have a little scrap of vanilla. Sorry, that's loud. So I'm going to grab my background stamp. This is my background stamp, and then that's my detail. I'm going to use Berry Burst for both of these stamps. So what you're going to do is you're going to ink up your Berry Burst, ink up your background stamp, and I'm going to stamp off. Hopefully you can see that, and then stamp onto my paper. So it's a bit of a lighter image. And there's some dark spots there, but it doesn't matter. The flower isn't going to be all exactly the same color. So I just have my squeegee, or my, chamois. Clean that off. And then you're going to take your detail stamp. And before you ink it up, we're going to try to figure out which way this goes. Okay. So you kind of have like half and half here, right? Like half, you have a bit of a break in the middle here. And this one is long and skinny. This one is short and fat. So that's what you're looking for on your stamp. So you can see that it lines up just like that. So they have made these stamps so that it is pretty easy to figure out which way they go. The only one I struggled with a little bit was the smallest one. Just going to move this down so I can line it up over top. I want to make sure you get that center hole in the right spot. So pretty. Like, I love this one. I absolutely love that. And I really love Berry Burst too. So that is maybe also why I really love this one. I just think it is so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to show you the other two as well. So I'm going to do medium next. I have my background and my detail. And I'm going to use for this one, I'll show you in Fresh Freesia. Now your Fresh Freesia is pretty light color, so it was a little bit hard to see, but not bad. So I'm going to quickly stamp off so it doesn't get all of the ink off, and then stamp onto my vanilla. It looks like I'm kind of buffering. Hopefully it's working. Yeah, clean that off. And then you're going to take your detail stamp, ink that up, And oh, I forgot to, I was going to say, before you ink it up, you want to figure out which way it goes, but I think this is actually the way it goes. Yeah, it goes just like that. So you can see there's a bit of like a bigger space there. So that's what I was looking for on my stamp. And that one I got off a little bit. It's hard when I'm not like got my head right over top of it. But my other one, the one I did earlier, it lined up perfect. And clean that off. So that color is really pretty too. Let me show you the other one because kind of muff that one up. There's that one. That one I stamped pretty much perfect, almost perfect. But then when I die cut it, I got off a little tiny bit. And then for the smallest one, I did my detail or my background stamping in Fresh Freesia, full strength. I didn't stamp off. And then I'm going to do my detail in the Berry Burst. So let's figure out where this goes. So this flower has some distinguishing features as well. It kind of has like a double bump on this one. Well, kind of like a triple bump, but one's lower and then this one has 2 and then this one has 3. So it is, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell on this one. But you can see here, I don't know how well you can see it, but that one petal is a bit wider. And then this one kind of has that extra little bump on the side. So that's the way that one goes. So, whoops, I don't want Fresh Freesia on there. I'm going to do that one in Berry Burst. The Fresh Freesia is hard to see because it's so light. I think it's right about there. Not bad. So that one just takes some playing around with. Maybe even if you did, let's try that. If you did the dark color first, and then the Fresh Freesia on top, maybe that'll be easier to see. It is definitely easier to see doing it that way. Oh yeah, look at that. Like that one I got perfect. So maybe you want to do your dark color first and then your lighter background stamp. So I'm done with these, and then I'm going to show you for my centers what I did. Set that back there. So I've used crumb cake for my centers. Oh, what am I doing? And you get the same with this as well. You get a background and then you get a detail. I just used a detail. I didn't even use this background one. And there's 2 different sizes for this. There's a large and a small. So what I have done, I don't know if you've heard of this before, this is a rock and roll technique. It's all inked up and then I'm stamping off, but I just want the outside of my ink to come off. And then I'm going to stamp it down. And that makes the center of that, the center of the center darker than that outside rim. I think that looks kind of neat. So I'll show you that again with the smaller. Well, the smaller I'll show you both ways because we have lots of options here. If you did it full strength all the way around, it's dark all the way to the edge. Or if you do that circular technique and keep that middle nice and dark, then it just kind of fades in. I like that look. And so there's my centers. And if you wanted a really dark center, you could stamp your background circle in crumb cake and then your detail circle in early espresso, or you could do yellow for the middle. I could have done yellow and then it would kind of coordinate with my background here. There we go. So now for die cutting, let me close this up first. These dies are extra awesome because you have two ways to use these flower dies. So if you use them like this, if you use the two pieces together, that's going to give you this image. It cuts it out, plus it gives you the little detail on the center. If you don't use that part, you can use it on here. Did that backwards. There we go. We did it just with a stamped image, and then it's going to give you just a cutout of the flower. I didn't try both together. I suppose maybe you could. I didn't try that. See what it would look like. But so it's kind of nice because you're kind of getting double the dies really for these flowers, and also for the leaf image as well. So you can use it as like a standalone die, or you can use it coordinating with your stamp set. And I didn't stamp any of the leaves, but you could also do that with those. You could use just the outline piece and cut out a leaf, or you can use it together, which I've done here, and it gives you the veins inside the leaves. And then this here just does it all in one with one die. It cuts it out, plus gives you the veins on the leaves. So these are really neat. I like these, and I love the ovals as well. I used those on a card that I'm going to be showing. I'll put it on tomorrow. And then it's also got these little flowers that you can kind of use spread out throughout your page. And you've got your centers as well, which I've used here. So this is a great set. I really, really like it. I'm really happy with it. I'm going to close it right up so nothing falls out. Okay, so I'm not going to cut these out because I've already done some, but I just wanted to show you how great those stamps worked. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back in. I'm going to get these flowers on, and then we're almost done. So I'm going to put this one down first. I think I'll do this one. I want to do it flat and then pop this one up. I think maybe I will. I'm not going to press it down all the way. I have some of these big leaf images I kind of want to tuck underneath. So I'm going to do that with my dimensionals, or my glue dots. think I need more glue dots, yeah. And then this one I'm going to put over top. So I'll just put a dimensional on there. But before I do that, I have some of these little pieces cut out. Let's see here. Some of my berry bursts just happen to have some of that adhesive sheet on the back to make it into a sticker. Not all of it does, but some of it did. It was just a little scrap piece of paper. So those I've just layered on top of each other just to kind of add a little fullness there to my flower. I'm going to put that about there. And again, I don't want to put that all the way down yet. Where do I want that? Because I have some leaves to go behind there. I'm going to stick a couple there. What did I do with my glue dots? I did grab a new thing of them. Oh, they're on the counter. Tuck this underneath. Well, that looks nice. I'll do it like that. Okay, I'm going to take the backing off of this one. And we'll just fill in with some of these. I have a few more leaves here. I'll do a few on this side. It was a little bit cool when I came down here first thing. Now I'm getting warmed up. Put that down a little further. There we go. So I think I'll put this one on flat. Before I stick it down, I'm going to put one of these on. That's going to kind of go there. And I want to put some leaves there too. So is this on anyone's wish list, this set? It was one of the first ones that I picked out. So as demonstrators, we do get to order some things early, so we have time to play with them. We don't get to choose just anything out of the catalog. They give us a list, and this one was on our list that we could order. Just sticking a dimensional on that one. I didn't take the backing off quite yet. Oh, I've got these two we want to use. Oh yeah, I like that under there. I'm gonna grab a glue dot, stick that down. I've got this one too. Maybe I'll put it over here. Bring some color over to the edge. I think I will. So I'm going to kind of hide this one because I didn't get my die cut lined up perfectly. Maybe I'll put a little more here. Yeah, so. Put that underneath that green leaf. There we go. I have 2 more leaves. Oh, I have 1 more of these too. That's all, yeah. I could put that over here on this side. Well, that looks kind of cool. I like that. Alrighty, there we go. I did cut out a bunch of these little ones that I thought I could just put kind of here and there. Oh, the other thing I have is a little happy birthday to go underneath, and then I have the year. I think I'll put that on flat. I think so. My happy birthday came from Happiness Abounds. That's a retired set, but I just really love the font in this one. So that's why I kept this one. I don't really use the flowers all that much, but I love the fonts in this one. And my rectangle is from Textured Notes dies. And then I've cut out 2024 with the alphabet alum mode. So I think I'm just going to put those in the corner. I've cut it out in crumb cake. We need to move that up a little bit so you can see. And for this one, I used the adhesive sheets to make these numbers into stickers. There we go. I've seen some people pull the backings off with their fingernails, but that just doesn't seem to work very well for me. I have to use my tweezers. Time are we at here? Oh, 12:50. Whoopsie. I have to go pick Addie up at school. I'm going to be a little bit late picking her up. And then these, I'm just going to kind of, I don't know where, just kind of here and there. Those so cute like that. Oh, I got that one over a little far. You can see it. This one has a sticker on the back. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. The backing came off already. Yeah, it's definitely sticky. Do this side the opposite. I like these little ones. It's cute, hey? I don't know if I like that there actually. There we go. I'll put one more over here. I think I'll do a light one. And then I did pull out some gems. These ones are still available, and this is Berry Burst. This is actually Highland Heather, but I think it would, oh, I forgot to glue that down. I think it really matches nicely. I tried to look it up on the website, and I couldn't find it, so they must have sold out. Once they go on the retired list, gems, ribbons, inks, the consumable part, they sell out pretty quickly. But both of these are called Shimmer Gems, and I just think they're so pretty. Oh, I see we have big on this side. Yeah, I was doing that wrong. And put a big one there. I always like a big one and a little one. I don't know. Might just be silly, but I like it. Oh yeah, I better take my backing off of this and stick it down. There we go. I could add some up here. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of in the sky, but then I did put it over here. I don't know. Is that weird? Your gems being in the sky? I don't know. I'm going to go for it. I'll just put a couple down here and I think we're all set. There we go. I think that's enough. Alrighty, what do you think? I think it turned out pretty good. So I actually haven't planned my Wednesday yet. I have to do that tomorrow, or this afternoon, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to be using these flowers some more because they are super pretty. I really like them. All right, so that's all I have for you today. And I will be back